Hello and welcome to Hindu Newspaper IAS 26th December 2022. First article talks about Nepal elected new Prime Minister. It was noted that from last few months, even though after elections, Nepal facing a stalemate in forming the government. Finally, Nepal President Bidhai Devi Bhandari on Sunday appointed Pushpa Kamal Dahal, famously called as Prachand, as a Prime Minister. Hope Nepal will have a stabilized central government and it is going to have a good relations with India. Next article talks about central government urged to include Srimukalingam temple in UNESCO list. What is UNESCO list is about? UNESCO will declare World Heritage Sites which are very important in terms of cultural contribution. I just want to tell you some important fact, that is, United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization will designate World Heritage Sites for having cultural, historical, scientific or other forms of significance. These sites can contain cultural and natural heritage around the world and to be outstanding value to the humanity. Now, India got a good number of World Heritage Sites. To begin with, from India, Ajanta and Ellora caves, Taj Mahal and Agra Fort are the important places which got UNESCO World Heritage Site in the first instance in 1993. Now, what is furthermost important thing is, on an average, we have 40 World Heritage Sites in which 32 are cultural and 7 are natural, and one is mixed category, that is Kanchenjunga National Park. Now, India has 6th world largest World Heritage Sites, and now Indian government is requesting Srimukalingam Temple in Srikakulam in Andhra Pradesh. Srimukalingam Temple is developed by this Eastern Ganga dynasty who made the famous Kalinga Nagaram as their capital. Apart from that, this site is protected by Archaeological Survey of India. Now, Article 49 of Indian Constitution even directs states to protect the national important monuments. Now, Archaeological Survey of India, established in 1861 by Alexander Cunningham, is also playing an important role in preserving. So in the days goes, if we get any important update about this Srimukalingam, definitely we will revise the points again. Next article talks about a welcome move. So this article highlights that recent central government decision. It is well known fact that Article 47 of Indian Constitution DPSPs directs states to provide adequate nutritional support to the people. Now, on that point, Government of India launched a number of poverty alleviation programs. One among them is to provide free food grains. Now, we are well aware that through public PDS system, government providing subsidized food grains. Now, here, Government of India during the mid-COVID time, we have Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Ann Yojana, which aims to provide free food grains to the people. This food grains provided to the people who are covered under National Food Security Act 2013, which covers 75% of villages or rural areas and 50% of urban areas. At that point of time, we need to see that this scheme was now extended to one more year. But there are some issues should be sorted very fastly or very faster manner. For example, updating the data and also finding the poorest of the poor and diversifying the food grains. And here there is a need for universalization of PDS, because in Tamil Nadu there is no limit on the number of people. So Government of India can also replicate that. We should not say 75% or 50%, it should provide to everyone. Next article talks about constitutional silences, unconstitutional inaction. Now, we are witnessing series of articles on governor position, but this article is focused towards the lawmaking powers of the governor. It is well known fact that governor assent is needed for the state laws proposed by legislature to be an act. However, governor is not bound to give assent in his first instance. In fact, what governors are doing is they are simply withholding the assent and they are not able to make the act. So that is creating a conflict to the state governments which are elected bodies. Now other took this issue and he highlighted with a good narratives also. So recently in Kerala, which is Lokayukta Bill, and Tamil Nadu in online gambling and regulation of online games 2002, and these bills were passed but they doesn't become acts due to lack of assent from the governor. So what is the constitutional mechanism? Article 200, which was clearly stated that governor should give the assent or else he can reserve for the bills, reserve for the consideration of president under Article 201. What is unfortunate is both instance doesn't have any time limit, whereas in president doesn't have any time limit, even governor doesn't have any time limit. So there is a need for reforms in this point of time. So National Commission to Review Working of Indian Constitution or Venkatachalai Committee, which appointed by the governor at that time, they fixed 6 months time period for giving the assent of the bill. Now this is again the issue because it was not implemented by the people after their recommendations. Now Sarkari Commission opinion that the governor will act as a safety valve against the hasty legislations, and thereby he can give a second thought on the bill to the government. Apart from that, it also suggested that governor can also do certain things. For example, streamlining the existing procedure can also help the tackling the bill. First one, prior consultation with governor at the stage of draft of the bill itself can put forward the governor's role, and the governor can give his thoughts about the permission of the bill. Second thing, he prescribed time limits for the disposal of the bill also. Now this reasonable this times, so this time is also we need to check the law. What is law is mentioning about is that is a reasonable time is necessary to understand the bill and to give assent the bill. However, what is this reasonable time? Does it include any days? So Keshav Meghachandra Singh versus Honorable Speaker Manipur Legislative Assembly 2020, a case on anti-defection law. The Supreme Court held that Speaker must act on disqualification petitions against the defecting MLAs within a reasonable time. And it clarified in the same judgment that reasonable time is 3 months in the case of disqualification petitions. So this can be a model for the governors to act. Apart from that, the concept of queen reigns, but the minister's rule is the bedrock of the Westminster system. So government duty is only to ensure elected government is working within the parameters of the constitution. In fact, Constitutional Assembly Speaker also noted that governor has 2 important duties. He is the savior of constitution. In fact, he is the person who will see the constitutional mechanism in the state. Thus, governor should act as per these observations and he should help the democratic structure preservation in India. Fighting the menace of online gambling. Now, this was an issue rising in throughout the country. Online gambling is a serious threat for India, and online gambling is also affecting people's livelihood also. Now, try to understand this article from the background. Here, World Health Organization included that gaming is a disorder and a mental condition, and these games is going to affect the child cognition capacity and also his capacity of reading and writing, and finally child even losing his control over the emotions. Now there are several states. For example, Telangana became the first state to ban the online games for stakes in 2017, and even it tries to take some serious actions against the online games. Even countries like China also banned these online games. Now, Tamil Nadu is one of the worst affected, and they want to bring a new law on this online games. Let us wait and watch for the next developments in the coming days. Now, next article talks about Sania Mirza of UP on the flight path to be the first Muslim Indian woman pilot. So this is an article talks about Sania Mirza. The name is important. Next, other things are not very much important. In continuation to this, CPCB report shows fewer polluted rivers stretches, but worst ones remain unchanged. Now, this was a report given by CPCB, and it stated that Indian rivers has fallen from 351 in 2018 to 311 in 2022 as from polluted category. So pollution is decreasing, but still a worry to focus. So as per this report, number of polluted stretches in India's rivers has fallen from 351 in 2018 to 311, which is an important fact for our answer writing. Apart from that, BOD, that is biochemical oxygen demand, exceeds 3 milligrams per liter, is identified as the polluted locations. So this fact is also important for the MCQ's point of view. Now, a BOD, that is biochemical oxygen demand, less than 3 means river is stretch is fit for outdoor bathing. Now, this is how the classification is about. Not very much important in detailed manner, but try to remember that our Indian rivers are polluted. The number is 311 in 2022. Now, next article talks about dark patterns on the internet companies are tricking there. What do you mean by dark patterns? Such patterns are unethical users interface designed that deliberately make your internet experience harder and even exploit you. In turns, they benefit the company or platform enjoying the design. Now, by using dark patterns, digital platforms take away a user's right to full information about the service they are using and their control over their browsing experience. So this term is created to UI/UX, that is user interference/user experience research. Now, this is going to affect the rights of the consumers and also people. So this is very useful for the big tech companies like Twitter and everything. So dark patterns endanger the experience of internet users and make them more vulnerable to financial and data exploitation by big tech firms. So this is the term is about, and that's all for today. Thank you so much and Jai Hind.